Hello everyone, Scrap2Gamer here, and I am doing something new in this video. In this video, I am doing a magic tier list right here, as you guys can see. And what I mean by magic is I'm going to be rating all of the TF2 spells in TF2, and honestly, I was like messing around with TF2 and the Halloween event that just came out at the beginning of October. And I was like, you know, these spells are really cool, and I really want to do something with these. So I was like, why not? Let's make a tier list. And before we actually really get started into this video, I do want to let you guys all know this is just my opinion of what these spells are and what they do. Everyone can have their own opinions. This is just my opinion, and please leave a comment down below what you guys think is the best or worst or funnest perk out there, or magic spell. Sorry. So yeah, let's get started with this. Also, sorry, before we actually get started, if you guys do like this tier list video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video because that also really helps out this channel. So yeah, let's get into this. First of all, we have the what is this? The swarm of bats. The swarm of bats, I have to say, is a really fun perk because you just throw bats at people, which I thought is really funny. But sadly, I think the damage is kind of outclassed to the fireball from my experience of using it. But it's still like an really solid perk, I have to say. I would rate it. I'm thinking I might rate it an A, but because I feel like it's not as great as the fireball, I think I'm gonna give it a solid B for bats. You know, so yeah, I'm gonna put it into the B tier. And okay, now we have the fireball. The more powerful version, but not as cool design-wise, but it's still pretty solid. So I'm gonna make this real quick because I already talked a little bit of this, but I'm gonna put the fireball into the A tier because honestly, I like the damage, and it does actually have some really good saving points. When you're kind of in a bind or in a hallway for some reason, it really comes in clutch. And now then, onto the third one, Overheal. I have some questions about this one because I honestly think it could be really good. Like, I can honestly say this could be an S tier magic spell, but I honestly feel like the Uber of it, I really wish could last maybe a second longer. I don't know if it was supposed to have an Uber or something, but I just feel like if it was a second longer, I could see it becoming so overpowered. But it's still really funny in those situations where like you're getting chased, you have like no HP, the enemies are coming at you, and then you realize, oh shoot, they're right there, and then you pop it, and then they're like, oh shoot, he has max health, run away, and it's kind of funny. But honestly, I'm gonna put it into the A tier as well, because if it had more Uber time, I would put it in S tier because, yeah, I think it would be brokener, but it's a solid A. Now then, I think this is called Stealth. I'm sorry, my memory of names is not the greatest, but Stealth. I have to say, this is probably my favorite spell, at least one of my favorite spells. Actually, it probably is my favorite spell because it literally turns every class into the spy. You can be a Demo Knight with the ability of a spy, or a heavy, and you just come out of nowhere being like, hello, and you just scare the life out of the enemies, which I honestly think makes it worthy of S tier because it is absolutely hilarious just to see the enemies being like, wait, how the frick did you get over there? And then you just take them all down. So I'm gonna put the stealth spell, into S tier because it deserves that place right up there. Okay, now on to this one. Okay, so we have Meteor Shower. To be honest, I don't have enough experience with Meteor Shower, but I know it has a lot of damage. Like, it is powerful if you're like stuck underneath it. And I do love the design of like raining down meteors. So if it was just based off of the damage, I would say okay, how would I say this? I would say it would be, I want to say an A, but I really think it could be more cooler. For some reason, I don't know. It's almost an S, but I'm gonna say it's an A because I don't have enough experience with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that for right now. Okay, now then on to the sixth one, which is Minify. Which I honestly have to say is the most funniest spell out of all of these, because it makes you into just the smallest being possible, running around at like Mach 5 speed, and it's kind of hilarious. The only downside with this perk, with this spell, sorry, I keep on saying perk, but with this spell is I don't understand the point of the mousetrap. Honestly, if someone can tell me in the comment section down below why there's a mousetrap for this image, for this spell, please tell me, because I don't understand it, and I think that's gonna kind of affect the rating of it, because honestly, it was a hilarious perk to run around. It's easily like an S tier spell because you're just small and then you're just running around crazy. And honestly, I want to give it an S, but because of the image, I'm maybe going to put it into A tier. I feel like A tier is starting to get a little bit full, but it's just all these spells are actually like really amazing. But anyways, let's move on to the seventh one, which is the Pumpkin Mirrorverse. I probably butchered that, I'm sorry. Which is honestly a real contribute to the Halloween of TF2, because it adds pumpkins as weapons. You can't argue with pumpkins as weapons, because you just summon them and then they're like, oh frig, that is oh no, not the pumpkins. And you have to be like, it's like a landfill of pumpkins. You have to be very careful and make sure not to step on them. So that right there makes it a solid S tier. I'm gonna say I know people are gonna have like some like iffier things about that, but I'm saying it's an S tier spell because I honestly really like it. Now then, this one, the one that I am questioning the most, Monoclos. I probably butchered the name of that spell, I'm sorry, but this one, I am confused on what it does, because I used it once and or twice technically in a public game, and I still don't know how to feel about this one. I think it's powerful. It is classified as a rare spell, but I honestly don't see it as powerful as some of the other ones, because the other ones I've probably used more. But until I start to use that spell more, I'm sadly gonna have to say I'm gonna put this into B tier for right now until I learn more about this. Please tell me if you guys think differently, because I'm honestly I don't know anything really about this spell except for it's a giant floating eyeball, which is really spooky. I do love the spookiness of it, but I just don't really understand it enough. But anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is Skeleton Horde. Another amazing Halloween spell, because you just summon skeletons. The concept of Halloween, it's just there. You can't argue. It's just a bunch of skeletons rising from the dead and well, messing up the enemies. And honestly, I think that is hilarious. So I'm just going to put that into S tier right next to the pumpkins, because I think the pumpkin mines and the skeleton horde are two of my favorite like just area things, because you get to summon skeletons and you get to summon pumpkins, two of the main ideas of Halloween. I can't argue with that. That is 100% what I'm seeing here. Now then, on to the final three, which is Blast Jump. How do I feel about this? I don't know how to feel about Blast Jump, because every time I use it, I always seem to lead to my death for some unknown reason, because every time I use it, I either jump when I have like low health or something, and I'm honestly like, okay, I don't see the benefit of this, which is probably really good to some professional snipers or something, or anyone who's like really good, but to me, I honestly don't see this as the best, and I might have to put this on the lowest tier, which may be conflicting, but I'm gonna put it on C for right now until I am either impressed otherwise or anything like that. So I'm gonna put that into C tier. Now then, on to the final two. Now then, we have Shadow Leap. Which I honestly didn't know this existed until just recently. Like, I was looking through spells and I was like, wait, this exists? And then I realized why I haven't really seen this much is it only exists on 2 maps, which are Hell Tower and Sandcastle, which I'm really sad this doesn't exist on all maps, because it's honestly one of the more broken abilities, because it just allows you to teleport, and it's just like, oh, where am I? Am I over here? Or am I over here? Whoa! It's like you teleport to one place and then you teleport to the other. Honestly, you can't argue with that power. You're like, oh, I'm over here. It's like you just keep on zipping, zapping over and over again, which is kind of hilarious. So I'm gonna say this spell without a doubt is an S tier spell, because you can just teleport, and that's like the power of engineer. You like ate a teleporter and you're like, I became the teleporter, which is honestly a funny spell. So I'm usually putting that into S tier for a good spell. Now then, the final of the final spells, Ball or Lightning.
Photon Fulminos!
Honestly, this is probably one of the more funnier things, because it's like it looks like the lightning ball from the engineer, that like when you could shoot the I can't remember the name of that electric ball. I think it's similar to this, and it's kind of just a massive version, but it's just way more broken, because you can just like suck enemies together and then it deals damage, and it does I think it gets rid of like projectiles or something. I think, unless I'm wrong on that, you guys can correct me later. But honestly, I really need to learn this perk better, or this spell. Sorry, I keep on saying that. But I'm gonna say this is gonna go into A tier, because it doesn't really feel as Halloweeny as well, the pumpkins, the skeleton, and well, the stealth one, because honestly that's what I think. So yeah, that's gonna be the final one into A tier. So yeah, well, I do hope you guys did enjoy this tier list, because this is an absolutely crazy tier list, and I do hope you guys did enjoy it, because this was absolutely a lot of fun. And if you guys do want me to do more videos like this, or something similar, or something like that, please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see you guys on the next one. Peace. Heck yeah. Woo. Yeah.